Good evening, everyone, or good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to this OM Talks Namibia special. So this show today is a special which is to do with a competition we held earlier last year in and around our white lenses. So you had the opportunity to win a fantastic experience to use the lens that you purchase to take to Namibia and take photographs of some of the fantastic animals. And it wasn't just a case of going there with that kit. We also accompanied them with some of our ambassadors and content creators we work with. So when the competition winners went out there, they had a chance to test the kit, but also get some guidance in and around how to use them by professional photographers. So that's what this show is going to be about. And we've got a couple of the people that went on the trip, some of our content creators. We've also got some sound bites from Constant, the gentleman who won the competition, and also some video from Marcin, who is another one of our ambassadors from over in Poland, because he couldn't be here today because he is off, I think like Antarctica or somewhere like that, just another obscure place in the world, championing using our products to take photos of incredible environments, animals and people. So he couldn't be here sadly today, but we've got some video from him to talk about his experience. So that's kind of what we are going to be doing today. And I just wanted to thank everybody for joining, whether you're live or whether you watch this after we go live. So thank you for coming along. Looking forward to going through the trip and exciting people about Namibia as a place, but also the cameras and lenses that we use to take some fantastic content. So in terms of who we have as guests, we will have Richard with us. So he is helping me moderate the show. So he's in and around the background doing his bits because I haven't got any technical aptitude in terms of running the cameras and bits and bobs. So Richard is on the show and he's going to join us now. Hey.
Hello, buddy. How are you doing? Yeah, I'm good. I'm excited. I'm excited to see some images. So can't wait.
Super excited too. So yeah, so we've got Richard, which is fantastic, and yeah, he's going to be technical, but also as well like his experience in photography. We're going to lean on that as well and share the conversation and build the excitement in and around that. So as ever, it's great to have you, mate. Really appreciate it. And I couldn't do this on my own. One, I'd be terrified, and two, technically, it'd just be an absolute car crash. We also have Emily. So Emily from Micro for Nerds, she runs a YouTube channel and is a content creator and was one of the creators that went on the trip that got the opportunity to take a range of our camera equipment and lenses and take photos in Namibia. So massive fan of what Emily does. She's a fantastic content creator, has an amazing YouTube channel. So if you ever question anything around Micro Four Third cameras and the technology that drives them, not just OM, but just the whole broadness of the space around Micro Four Third sensor, that is the go-to place. So I often sit, watch her videos and kind of learn something new. And she's just moved into a new studio as well. So you get a chance to see one of the first videos in her new studio, which is super exciting. We then also have Espen. So Espen is one of our ambassadors, one of our specialist wildlife ambassadors, and an absolute champion at shooting wildlife and has the patience of a saint to put himself in these positions, waiting for the right subject with the technical skill to be able to get the most from the camera in those testing environments. So to send him to Namibia with the competition winners was fantastic, and also getting to see some of the images that he produced on that shoot as well is brilliant for everybody.
Cool. Shall I bring them on?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Let's bring Emily in. Let's say hello first. Hi, Emily. How are we doing?
Hello. Very happy to be here. Thank you very much for having me.
And this is one of your first lives in the studio, is that correct?
It is. I unboxed my little webcam for this exact thing. So yeah, brand new. It's mostly finished.
It looks fantastic. It does look fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
Good. Right, let's bring Espen on as well. Hello, sir.
Hello.
How are you,
Hello,
mate?
nice to be here. I'm good, thank you. How's it going?
It's going really well. Now you're on the other side of the world, I believe.
Yes, I'm in Adelaide in Australia. So it's about 1:30 in the morning here. I just woke up from a little nap, so I'll get going though, and wake up.
Well, thank you for the dedication to the cause, and for that reason, we're going to keep this episode, try and kind of round it down, keep it to about an hour, so Espen can get back to sleep, and then us in England can get out and enjoy some of the sunshine, because we are having astronomically record-breaking highs at the minute, which is great. So yeah. So without any further ado, we'll kind of push into the backstory of the competition, and then move deeper into the episode. So the backstory around this is we basically run a promotion and set them what books. And Richard, you're more of a specialty candidate. There's no white.
Oh, I think we've got a sound error.
Who, with me or?
Oh, you're back.
That's better. You're back.
Hey.
You're back. Try again.
I'm back.
Try
Sorry. I wasn't cut out for obscenities or anything like that. It just was a technical glitch. I wasn't effing and jeffing behind everybody's back. So we held a competition basically. If you purchased a specific lens during a specific window, you would get entered into a competition to go to Namibia with these fantastic content creators. It was also partnered with Defender. So when you get to Namibia, it wasn't just a case of just lugging around in any old vehicle. It was jump in a Defender and throw up some sand, cutting through the deserts whilst chasing down obscure animals. So it was a real, well-packaged adventure. So that was the background of the story, and I'm not too sure in terms of how many people entered it, but I know we had like huge numbers for people. One, because they wanted to buy the lens, and two, because they're excited to enter the competition. But in terms of the winner, a chap called Constant won the competition, and I believe he attended with his wife. Is that correct?
Yeah, they had a great time, and they both got some amazing photographs as well. They did so well.
So I've not met Constant. So we've spoken over email and social media and connected with him, and I follow him on social media. And cool guy. What your opinions on Constant?
Awesome. Yeah.
really nice guy. They're both couples. Celia as well. Really nice couple.
Yeah, really nice. We all just got on so well. It was like a proper little friends for life, I think. Definitely.
I think, Espen, you travelled quite a fair bit. Emily, I'd imagine you've done a fair bit of travelling in your time.
Not bad.
I think it's fair to say when you travel and you go on adventures with people, you form these relationships. Like you say, they're lifelong friendships. You go through an experience that is so unique and powerful. There's no way in life you could ever forget that moment. So, I can totally understand how you've now become besties and we'll stay in contact with each other for the foreseeable future. Which is good. So in terms of Namibia, why did we choose Namibia? Namibia is a really unique place on the map. It's kind of like you move into sort of the Africa continent. It's not so far away that it's really difficult to get to, but it's still far enough to have some really incredible animals. Because often you find if you want to go find the really obscure, unique animals, you've got to push further afield. You've got to go further away from where man have been to find these more interesting animals. And Espen, you'll probably know that. You've just come back from Borneo. The further away from you get from people, the more unique the animals are. And Namibia is one of those sort of places where it's not so far away, but you still get some really interesting wildlife. I'm no specialist, and this is what I'm going to ask Espen. So in terms of the wildlife in Namibia, pull 3 animals out the top of your head that are well known in Namibia.
Well, I mean, the hemsbok, I feel is one of the major ones, the ones with the really long horns that you often see in the desert. Leopards that we got to see. Not quite that one. There's wildebeest, which is really cool as well. I didn't get a really good photo of the hemsbok, which I'm still kicking myself for, but there's always another trip. I think I have to go back because it's such a fantastic place. I think also the people there were just absolutely incredible and just so friendly and welcoming. Yeah.
What stood out for you the most in Namibia? Because you think like Africa, desert, Sahara, kind of like what stood out for you?
I mean, I think definitely the landscape and coming to the Spitzkoppe mountain was just an unreal experience. Just being able to climb up in some of those hills as well and get the views of that place. That was just otherworldly, I would say.
Amazing. And Emily, your thoughts, like the first thing that stood out for you?
Yeah, I think the itinerary was so diverse. Like when we camped out under the stars and I got a bit of astrophotography done, and the landscape did look a little bit like Mars. It was crazy. But then having the safari elements, and I think the thing that stood out the most to me is just the incredible lighting that we got. Pretty much every sunrise and every sunset, we all came away with some photos that we were really, really proud of.
Amazing. And a curious question I have, when I travel, I love to try new foods and stuff like that. Food for you, what stood out from a food perspective?
Do you know, we had an amazing campfire meal that our wonderful guides made for us over the fire. And we had like stew and just loads of different things that was just made in front of us out in the open air. And it was just a really, really great experience and very tasty, actually.
Love it. What was in the stew, if no one me asking?
Good question. We had steak on one night, you know, camping. We had actual steak, and then all the offcuts of the steak ended up in the stew for the second night. So it was just a big old, loads of different veg, loads of meat, good stuff.
Love it. Nice. Fueling the adventure, I guess.
Yeah.
Good. And yeah, sort of moving into the adventure, what we asked of you both and Martin as well is we asked for one image that stood out for you, like for you from this. So we've asked all of you to present one image, and it's really difficult to do that because I imagine you've come away with like some incredible images. Like, how many photos did you take, like, on the whole trip?
Thousands.
Thousands, yeah, absolutely thousands.
So to choose one is a pretty tough call.
Very.
I would say so, but there was one moment that stood out, which I guess maybe we have maybe similar images from. I'm not sure.
Oh, I'm intrigued. Yeah, I'm intrigued to see yours, Espen. You've got some amazing ones.
I don't want to give too much away, but I guess what I will do now is I will give Emily you the opportunity to kind of explain a little bit about yourself. You know, what you thought of the trip end to end, kind of a bit of an outline of the kit that you took, kit that you use, and then we'll move into the image that you chose to share with us, if that's okay.
Yeah, so I'm Emily. My channel is Microphone Nerds. I'm more of a camera enthusiast than knowing every little name of every animal. I'm terrible with animal names, and I had such an education. Like, Espen was there with his bird book, and everyone was going through everything, and I'm like, was that a leopard or was that a cheetah? And then, yeah, it was terrible. So I've learned a lot about wildlife through this trip. I took Big White and Little White with me, the two white lenses, and I had two OM1 Mark II camera bodies, and they absolutely did me proud. You just can't ask for better kit in this sort of scenario compared to other sort of camera brands. Even though you're getting so much zoom, they're still really, really portable, really, really sharp, really reliable. Yeah, it was just great. In terms of the trip, I'm finishing editing the rest of my photos today. I'm pulling together all my astrophotography ones, and just reviewing them all today was like how varied the trip was. Like, we saw a shipwreck by the beach where we were off-roading. We got some car photography. We obviously got loads of wildlife photography. We tried to get bird photography. We've got loads of lifestyle shots of us just climbing and, you know, chatting around the campfire. Like, in terms of a photography experience, it was one of the best that I've ever been on, definitely.
That is super cool. Now, I got a quick question off the back of that. Is shooting birds and then shooting like big wildlife, that's quite an extreme difference, isn't it? You go from shooting something that needs like really precise focusing to something that's, from a volume perspective, it should be way easier to kind of grab the focus. From a photographer's perspective, like, how do you go about solving that problem with the same kit?
Oh, so like the OM1 Mark II is perfect for this because you've got just an array of burst modes and pre-burst modes with the pro capture mode. So if you're trying to get a bird on a branch flying away, you can just wait and it's in the bag already, and then you can press the button and you know you've got it. You may not want to use that mode for bigger animals because you'll end up with 60 photos of basically the same thing.
The wildebeest doing nothing.
Yeah, but one thing that really stood out to me, and I'm making the video all of the trip, I'm just editing it at the moment today, and I say in the trip that because everyone had OMSYSTEM.Cameras, our safari vehicles were silent because everyone was using silent shutter. And it was so bizarre to me because when I went to Kenya with lots of different cameras in, it was just like pew, 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 pew. And it was very distracting, and sometimes the animals were put off by it as well. So utilizing these sort of things that the camera is great for actually made the whole experience better as well.
Right, okay, that makes sense. And do you think there's a little bit of like, some people like a little bit of skin in the game because they want to make noise with their shutter count, just to let you know how sophisticated their camera is, just hammer it down?
Yeah,
like, just a bit of that going on?
Yeah, maybe definitely in other trips that I've been on, but we were all very respectful on this one.
Love that, absolutely love it. So do you want to move on to having a look at your photo?
Absolutely, yes. I'm going to put this on my wall. I'm going to get a big print out of it because I blooming love it. Do we put it on screen first, or should I talk about it first? Or...
Oh, I think we'll put it on screen and then talk us through it, if that's okay.
Yeah.
And I'm relying on Richard to do the technical stuff in the background because I haven't got a clue.
I've got the right one.
That's the one. That's my little dude. So we had a wonderful guide named Felix, and we were originally trying to track down an adult leopard, and that was just fun in and of itself. Trying to go through the bush and working out which way to head. And then as we were on that sort of hunt, which is a funny word to use in a conservation, we got on the radio that there was babies that had been sighted, so we sort of made a diversion and found these most playful cubs. I think there were 2 of them, but maybe 3 of them, and they got so close to the vehicle. And I love this particular image because I think the lighting was really nice. I think it's quite playful and quite an inquisitive pose, but it really reminds me of my own domestic cat. And it just makes me laugh so much that, like, because they're all in the feline family, they just have the same body language and the same playfulness. But these guys have got massive murder mittens that would do some damage. But yeah, I just it was quite funny actually taking this photo because the leopards got so close to the vehicle. It was very much like put big white down, get little white, hope I've got the right focal length. Sometimes I even got closer to the vehicle than the lens would allow. So sometimes I was sort of hitting and wishing, which was very stressful. But yeah, I've got the paws in frame. I've got the eye line where I want it, and I think sort of the lighting and the colours. I just think it's quite dreamy and nice. So yeah, it was my favourite of the whole trip. 1, from a photography perspective, but 2, because I got to experience baby cubs playing right in front of me.
It
was so cool.
And have you given it a name in your mind? Have you given it a little name to kind of go, or was it already named in part of the reserve?
So we know that the mum was Khaleesi, which is pretty cool.
Khaleesi, nice.
But I'm not sure if the cubs have been named just yet. I don't know if do you know that, Espen?
No, I don't know, but maybe we could find out.
I'm going to call him Bob. This is my mate, Bob.
Yeah, you should name it.
Yeah, this is your opportunity to name it now. Wherever that cat is in the world, this is its moment. It's going to get named.
Yeah, this is Bob. He's wonderful. Yeah. But yeah, I loved that experience. I mean, seeing adult leopards was incredible enough, but seeing the cubs was so cool.
Amazing. Well, we really appreciate you taking the photo. I'm looking forward to kind of getting an update when you get it printed and stick it on your wall. You're definitely going to have to share that with us because
definitely.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. What an experience. So thank you, Emily. Appreciate that. We're going to move on to Espen now. So Espen, same for you, my friend. If it's possible to kind of give us a bit of a blurb about yourself, why you're in Adelaide right now, what you intend to do, and your experience of Namibia, and then move us nicely into kind of the photo that you chose and why. And this is great because we've had Emily, who's a fantastic technician at photography, and then we've got you, who's like a true consummate like wildlife professional. So you can talk to us about the animals and all that sort of stuff, which is great.
Yeah, my name is Espen. I'm OMSYSTEM ambassador based in Scotland, and now I'm in Adelaide, traveling with my partner. We're actually going traveling for quite a while. Went to Borneo first, and now in Australia for quite some time. And just before that, managed to squeeze in a trip to Namibia, which was incredible. And thank you guys so much for sending us on that, because just a life experience for life. And yeah, I mean, coming to Namibia and getting to drive the Defender vehicles was absolutely incredible. And I just remember coming from the Spitzkoppe mountain and driving through the desert, and how just I'm not trying to advertise the vehicles, but it was just the suspension and everything was just so good. Just felt like I was just floating through the desert. But it was just such a good experience and a lot of variety as well. Like we went to the Okajima Nature Reserve, where we saw the leopards, also a lot of bird species. I can't remember them all off the top of my head now, because now I'm trying to learn Australian birds, which is just all a whole new ball game and things I've never seen before. But yeah, we saw giraffes and what was it? The Pumbaa from Lion King, isn't it? The little warthog. So cool.
He joined
They
us for
came up.
dinner. Yeah,
He joined us
to
for
our
dinner.
table.
As did a jackal, a sneaky little jackal came to our table to steal some of our food. So, and this isn't, it's not. It is not a reserve where things are tame like normally. This was just one jackal that just started getting a bit bolder and bolder. Wow. But I found this in every one of the reserves as well, where we were having dinner. There'd be a watering hole or something nearby, so we'd always have things come by. At the last reserve we were at, there was a watering hole that had giraffes come by. They would come back in the dark as well, along with wildebeest as well. So yeah, and what else was I going to say there?
Question I have off the back of that is, in terms of like the animals that were there and the safety on it, like in sort of where you were, what was the safety like? What were the protocols you had to follow to make sure everybody was safe and the animals were safe as well? How does that all work for somebody who's never been on safari before, like me?
I mean, basically stay in the vehicles, because the animals, like the leopards, they don't recognize the vehicle as a thing. Like, as soon as you step outside, you're game. Then killer paws might get their hands on you. So like, and keeping everything within the vehicles, not leaning out and putting your lens too far out. And there was a moment there, like Emily was saying, with the leopards, like the cub and the mom were there. I mean, they were literally reach out and touch. So you do kind of get this moment. It's like, what is stopping them from just jumping up, anything like that? But they really just didn't care. Like, it was like we weren't even there to them, which is a really cool experience. That's the kind of wildlife experience you want to have as a wildlife photographer. Just be that fly on the wall and not even be noticed, because then you can go about taking photos and get those amazing images.
You get to see them behaving as naturally as they would behave if you wasn't there, and I guess that's kind of what you're trying to achieve, isn't it? You're trying to document this animal's existence, and the last thing you want to be is like, hey, over here, smile for me. It's like, no, I kind of want the candid. I want the element of it being alive, kind of doing the thing that it normally does. And then there's the technical part of being a photographer, waiting for that right shot to come. You can't get them to pose or act in a certain way. You've just got to be patient and sit and wait for that moment to come.
Yeah, we actually had a moment where, it was an incredible wildlife moment where the adult leopard, she grabbed a bit of a prey animal, like quite a big antelope or gazelle, we couldn't quite tell, dragged it up in a tree, and it was lying on a branch high up in a tree, and the cubs were up there feeding on it. And then the parent would kind of just sit on the side and just kind of lick herself and clean herself like they do. And the little cub would start biting off this prey and then get a little bit too excited. And then we could just tell that she lost the control and was just barely hanging on to it, and it was going to drop it down on the ground. So we watched and probably filmed. I have a video footage that's probably like 5 minutes long, waiting for that cub to drop the animal. And eventually it does, and you see the leopard mom is just like, oh, what have you done here? And she just goes down immediately and, picks it back up and puts it back in place. And you can almost hear, like, just don't do that again kind of thing, But unfortunately, that was just, we had the experience, but at that moment, there was loads of branches and things in the way. So we could film it, but it wasn't the best for the photo. And that comes in, you just, okay, well, let's just hang around for longer and maybe we get another moment.
Yeah, sure. Richard, as a parent, what are your thoughts on that? Kids doing things that you don't want them to do and tidying up their mess.
Oh, that's a constant thing, right? But yeah, that's on a wildlife perspective, I imagine that happens an awful lot. I think it's probably a thing that they learn to get out of eventually. You would hope.
Richard, would you like wildlife safari? Is it something that you like, as a photographer, is it something you ever want to do? Is it on the list?
Oh, it's an absolute dream, isn't it? Like the opportunity to go and do that, one with kind of a worm in itself, but you know, when you have, you know, the two masters of photography we have with us today, like, you know, it's an absolute gold mine in terms of winning this competition and doing this, right? So yeah, it's you couldn't hope for anything more, really.
Yeah. Well, maybe we enter next year if we do another one under John Smith and Paul Smith.
Sounds like a plan.
So with that kind of framed nicely by Espen, let's take a look at your photo, I guess, and talk us through it and the moments building up to it and why you chose it. That would be really, really, really precious.
Yeah, it was kind of Emily. Emily told the story there.
Did you pick the same encounter? Oh, I love that. That's
wow,
so cool.
it's I mean the cubs, the leopard cubs were incredible, you know, because obviously there was a few of the adult leopards that were collared, so it was possible to find them. You know, our guide Felix had the antennas up, and we were listening for the beep. But even still then, it was quite tricky. I think it took a while before we actually found one. And on the first day, we saw maybe 2 different adults, and then the morning after we got word of this, there was two cubs with a mom. And at this moment, they were playing in the grass, and I think Constable actually got a really good image of one of them jumping. And I think just the moment right before that, my settings were not right for the jumping, so I wasn't ready for that. But those cubs kind of playing and coming through the grass, and obviously, you know, autofocus and everything quite tricky because you get grasses here and there, and I see on some of my images, you know, it's picked up the blade of grass or something like that, but you just keep at it. And I think just at one moment, this cub pokes through the grass and it kind of shows itself, and that was kind of my moment that stood out.
Amazing. Are you able to pull it up? Can we move to that slide and see it and share?
Yeah, why not? Yeah. There you go.
And are you shooting autofocus or manual focus?
This would be autofocus. I mean, usually I'm in subject detection as well, with cat and dog working really well for these. But here with the blades of grasses and stuff like that coming out, I think what I often do then is I turn off subject detection and I just put it to one spot in the middle, just to kind of really direct that focus, because it was really tricky when they're actually behind a lot of vegetation. So that's just like a quick thing to just turn off those, because that could really help you out. It's just so that it's not searching all over the frame.
That makes sense. And is that something that you program in as a custom key or something like that, or is that a configuration that's like your go-to kind of setup?
My go-to for that is the lever. I flick the lever down, that switches from a full focus pattern to just one in the middle, and then pressing that button, which is in that lever, just turns off subject detection. So that having those two at the same spot makes that a really quick procedure. And that's something you almost kind of go through this troubleshooting mode. You know, if you're not getting it, okay, subject detection off, one point in the middle, and if that's still still struggling there, it's just manual focus. And I tend to photograph with back button focus, so that all those things are kind of available at all times. So then makes it fairly quick.
Nice. It's good to hear kind of like your settings and stuff. And when you both sent through your images, the first thing I thought was like, oh, we've got 2 cubs. And then I was like, you know, you question from a program perspective a bit of variance or rest of it, but then I thought about it, I was like, this must have been such a poignant moment in that whole trip for everybody. Like everybody's centered on this one moment in time. So I was like, it just kind of added weight to how important this moment was. And I think if you take somebody with Espen's experience with wildlife and somebody with the technical like photography experience with Emily, but they both centered into this point, I can imagine how important it was, and an experience that will last a lifetime.
I think as well, I think we all ended up with quite different images because where we're positioned in the vehicle, and the fact that there was 2 cubs, you know, one would be on the one side, one would be on the other side. And, you know, I think there's a wide variety of what people got, which is really cool. Super
exciting. And they are both super cute. And I guess, is this a different cub or is it the same cub?
Good question.
Is it? I'm not sure if that's Bob. I'm not so sure.
Because I was going to say, now is an opportunity for name. Bob, do we do another name?
I think if somebody could put a name, Can somebody else name this? Somebody who's watching, please. Just, drop a name in the box.
Someone in the comments, come on.
Yeah, someone in the comments. Have we got any comments or anything like that coming through, Richard, worth bringing up, or questions in and around the photos that we can talk around?
Not necessarily around the photos, but we have got one who may be familiar.
Hey! Join us.
So obviously we will show some images later from that, but
I'm super thrilled that he's here in virtual spirit. That's great.
But I will say, anyone who's got some questions, bring them in. I will look at them. I will answer them if I can. Otherwise, I'll get them on screen for you guys as well. Get the guys to answer.
Amazing. Thank you ever so much, Richard. And would you pop us to the next slide, just so I know placeholder, like where we are in terms of like the program in the episode?
Oh, you've already ruined that. So let's go to. Let's go back to some of the other things.
If you take us back, let's fill in the voids.
We'll go slightly forwards and then we'll come back. So maybe someone can talk to us about some of these images.
I loved seeing the rhinos. My goodness.
Yeah, the rhino tracking was incredible. It's really cool as well because we were on, we were on the vehicle doing the game drives a lot of the time, but then we got to go on this rhino tracking adventure as well, where we're on foot with two really experienced guides, just walking through the grass and then pointing out the tracks, which way they're going, and then actually coming really close to these animals. And that we had constantly had to watch the two guides, back up a bit, move over there. But yeah, just an incredible experience to be so close to these guys.
Yeah, it was so funny as well because, it was just because they were anti-poacher guys, weren't they? So they were so knowledgeable. And I was a little bit wary about getting too close because these are huge animals. And he was like, it's okay. They have very bad eyesight, but really, really good sense of smell. So if one charges at you, all you need to do is take off an item of clothing, throw it on the floor, and run in the opposite direction. I just had visions of us just stripping off and running through the bush if it all went wrong. But yeah, it was so beautiful.
And question, rhinos chill or not chill? Like how are they generally?
They were very chill. I mean, these guys were very chill anyways. So there was a couple of times where they just kind of, I don't know, almost like grunted a little bit. And
the guides went, get back.
yeah, move back a bit. We were all getting ready to just take up our clothes. We didn't have to. That's fine.
Yeah, and I think because their eyesight's bad, it's quite like the leopards are with the vehicles, where if you stand in a line in front of the rhino, they perceive you as one entity. But if one of you gets out of the line, that's when they see you and get chargy.
Okay. So just do the conga, stay in the conga.
Yeah.
And you're good. Just you're kind of safe.
Yeah.
Love that. And then, is this the jackal you were talking about? Okay? Because my animal, I'm not the most, but I'm assuming that's a jackal. So this is the guy who's getting bolder and bolder throughout the trip.
You are absolutely right. Yeah, this is at the Opinjima Nature Reserve, isn't it? And he was coming up to see what kind of leftovers people had left. This is actually, I took this with the 8 to 25 millimeter f4. Just after having tried a few with telephoto lenses, this guy was just coming so close. I just tried that lens out for a little bit, which was quite a cool perspective, I thought.
Espen, it's got kind of like cool street skateboarder vibes to it, but it's a jackal. It's like it's a really different world. I like it.
Yeah. Somewhat visual effect on it. It's great.
Yeah, exactly. It's a little bit different. Whenever you can get wildlife that's close, that's the time to pull out those lenses and give that sort of stuff a try.
Yeah, that's super incredible.
And the last one is actually blacksmith lapwing, and this was probably at the end of the day. The light was actually getting quite low here, and Hannah, who's joined us as well, she was quite into birds as well. She was flicking through the guidebooks with me to try and figure out which birds were which, but we were both out lying on the ground getting the shot of the lapwing.
And my first question is, in terms of like softness, bokeh, whatever you want to call it, that kind of that butteriness in the background, what were the settings on your lens? Have you done any post-production with it, or is that just the natural fall off of distance from the range you was at?
That's a very natural looking image. I haven't done much with this image. And, you know, using the 150 to 400, using the 500, f-stop as low as it goes at 5.6. And then it's basically about picking that background that's further away. I often go with this kind of rule in my head that I want the background to be at least twice the size behind the subject that I am to the subject, for like, you know, getting a more of a blurred out image. And this was just, as soon as we had this, you know, the lap ring came close, we can kind of tell, oh, this is going to be great. But we're photographing from a vehicle, and it's going down like that, and immediately you get the ground behind. So we're just looking at, we're looking at a guy. Is it all right to go outside? And he's, you know, once he gives us the go ahead, we're out, and we're lying straight down on the ground to get the background that's much further away to get a much blurred out image.
Nice. I personally would feel less intimidated by the bird than I would the jackal and the leopard. So good call getting out with the bird. I'm very tough like that. Yeah. So. Amazing. Richard, would you help us get back onto track with the slides?
Yeah, let me just go to the beginning, because
that was me getting super excited.
I
just wanted to dive into it straight away.
Okay, why don't we talk about kind of everyone that was there? Obviously, we've got a couple of people that are here today. But let's bring on some of the other people. Let's talk about that.
So in terms of who we had on the trip, we had competition winner Constant and his wife. They came along. We then had, I'm going to go in order of not present. Then we had Marcin, who is our Polish ambassador. So one of our ambassadors based over in Poland. And then we had Emily, and then we had Espen. So this was like the A team in terms of going out there. And I guess you then had guides with you, and who else was amongst the team?
We had Hannah as well.
Hannah. Well, yes, Hannah. Apologies, my bad. Yes, Hannah, who can't be present as well.
She's just a rock star. Honestly, we shared a car together, and we were just driving, like listening to really heavy metal. She's just so cool and so outdoorsy, and yeah, she was just the perfect person to share the trip with. Honestly.
Amazing. Okay, and apologies, Hannah, if you ever watch this, I didn't mean to forget you on purpose. That was just pulling it all together, not being present on the event. Sorry, apologies, but yeah, you are as valued as everybody else on the trip.
I'm now guessing that there's classic music now in the other cars.
Oh yeah, of course. Martin and I was just listening to classic FM. Yeah, that was. I think Emily actually came over and didn't you say it was? Oh, cool! You guys listen to the same music we are. So,
yeah, it was good.
Yeah, I think it was a good mixture. Christos from Greece. He came with as well.
Okay.
He was taking a bit of photos for Defender, and Martin and Luca from Defender as well were great. And Martin was really knowledgeable on birds and stuff like that as well. So it was great to get his input on things. And we got that's Martin from Poland there on the left, and Hannah up on the right.
Amazing. Thank you for filling the voids for myself and Richard. What a team. Yeah, what an amazing team. Would you do it again?
Oh,
right
absolutely.
now, let's go.
Yeah,
it worked then. Amazing. And these are some of the shots of the Defender. I looked through the selection of images and stuff, and yeah, you just made it look super cool. I'm not really a car person, but I was like, oh my god, I want to drive that car. Like that looks super cool. I want to do some donuts in the sand, and yeah, it's a vibe.
I thought it was really cool that I'm not used to photographing cars, but that was part of the assignment, was photograph the cars as well. And it's a lot like wildlife, there's, especially when you get a little bit of action and stuff like that, you got to capture it. There's some of these like action shots we were kind of hanging, obviously not hanging out the window, but just a little bit safety first, of course, but trying to get some action shots of the vehicles.
Yeah, me and Hannah lay down on the floor at one point and asked everyone to drive around. It was a trust exercise, but it was good photos.
I mean, once in a lifetime trip, you've got to do it, haven't you?
You what we don't do for the job, right? So. Yeah.
I was literally going to ask what was the most craziest thing you did with the cars, but I think you literally just said that.
I think the beach was worse. We managed to almost kill one.
Beach was pretty bad, yeah.
You managed to kill one.
Well, no, we didn't die. He just needed some maintenance afterwards.
Just 8 donuts too many. That was the problem.
There was so much. You see, in the hub cap there was so much sand had got in there, so we had to pull over the side of the road and just dig our hands into those hubcaps to dig out the sand. In there.
Yeah, it was such a different experience because when you guys were off-roading, you were doing donuts and like going crazy, and I was 10 and 2, and I was like, oh, this is lovely. This is fine. I'll stick to the speed limit.
Love that. Brilliant. Appreciate that. And if we move on to the next slide, and obviously a massive thanks to Defender for pairing up with us to allow us this. I'd imagine this trip would have been much harder without the Defenders. Yeah, that's kind of like that's the vehicle that gets you into the places you need to get to, and then gets you out safely as well.
We now know where these shots came from, especially the one on the right with all the donuts. Right, you certainly tell where that's from.
Yeah, there was about 30. Yeah, there was about 30 miles of actual road, and then the rest was dirt track for the whole week. So I'm very glad we had the Defenders.
kept your derrieres nice and safe on the off-road duties. And then in terms of photography kit, lenses and stuff, we've spoken a lot about the big white and little white. For those who are not aware of what big white is and little white is, Richard, what are these that we're talking about so kind of like freely?
So these are kind of, for us, like our 2 ultimate wildlife lenses, right? So we've got the 5200, which is the one down here next to me. And then you got the 150-400. So to give you an idea, the 5200 is f2.8 all the way through. You throw a 2x teleconverter on it, and you're at 400 mil at f6.3. So yeah, you're shooting well on that already. And then you've got the 150-400, which is f4.5 all the way through, but it's got a 1.25 teleconverter built into it. I imagine at some point you guys then decided to throw the 2x on it when you wanted to get some real distance. And in terms of the lenses as they go, they are the premium that we supply, and they are so fast in terms of autofocus. The image stabilization gives you so much when it links up to the body. Even the kind of color rendition, and as we've been looking through the images, you can see kind of like the slight color tone differences in the images, just what they do in terms of in comparison to some of the other lenses we provide. So truly stunning lenses.
Well, appreciate you doing kind of like the back on it. And I guess in terms of other kit as well, these were kind of the workhorses, but I'd assume that you had other lenses as well. Like Espen, you mentioned a wider lens, so you had some other kit with you as well?
Yeah, I tend to always bring the 12 to 40 f2.8 as well. But then I also brought the 8 to 25 f4 and the 8mm fisheye for some stars. And I actually I have a newsletter for OM System users, and I kind of broke down the lenses that I used on this trip in it. And I was quite surprised, actually. The 50 to 200 I used a lot. Like the 150 to 400 was my main, but I would say 40% of the time I was with the 50 to 200. And I think that, especially for a safari where you have a lot of big animals, that lens just truly shines. You need that slightly wider as well, just to get the animals in the frame.
That's a really good insight, because again, like me, someone who's never done this genre of photography, I would think to myself, I'm going to go for the more range. Like that's kind of my default to make a decision on what lens to take. I would go for the range because I'd presume that would be better, but you're saying that you guys use the 50 to 200 one, which is great insight. You wouldn't know until you get on the ground and experience it. So yeah, it's really powerful stuff you sharing that.
Yeah, it's the same for me actually. I used Little White a heck of a lot more than I was expecting. It's so good for landscape photography as well. If you had like a lonely tree, for example, and you want to get some compression in the background, I used it a ton. And when we were walking for the rhinos, having something relatively small was ideal. I think we all just went out with the same lens for that trek. And what I really value about both of these lenses is it's so blooming sharp that you don't mind shooting a bit wider and being able to punch in the edit. I think when you have fast moving animals that may be leaping out of frame, it's good to shoot a little bit wider because you can always crop in, but if they're out of frame, the image is unusable. So being able to shoot wider and trust that the glass is sharp enough is just so handy, and these are both good for that.
Love that. I appreciate that. Cool. So we've covered kind of like kit and stuff. If we jump on to the next,
we've just got some questions on that sort of thing.
Oh, we've got some questions. Yes, love questions.
One for you, Espen, just quickly. Where can you find the newsletter?
Great plug.
Oh, if you go on my website, espenhalland.com, I think at the bottom of the main, the front page, there should be a newsletter link. And I think I have written on there, if you're an OM system user, press this little link that takes you to a different sign up, just so you're on the right newsletter, because I have one for like everybody and then one for more specific for OM system users.
Nice.
Love that. What we'll also do is when we finish this, I'll jump in the comments and I'll add all the relevant links that we discussed. So links to Espen's socials, Emily's, everybody else that was there, Hannah's, Constant. So everybody was there. I'll add all those in. So if you guys are excited by this episode and want to go and do a bit of like due diligence on everybody, then you'll find the relevant links in the comments down below. So yeah, we'll take care of that. So what was your other question?
So we've got a few. So Emily, you use CG7 for everything, right?
I love that camera. I genuinely wish I would have had something of that focal length when the leopards got close enough, because I just didn't have a wide enough lens. So yeah, why not?
Brilliant. And let's do this one. This was actually an interesting one. Even I'm curious on this. So how did you move all that equipment? It's a lot of equipment to move.
We both arrived with the world's biggest camera bags, and we were all a little bit, trying to get them on the plane and be like, this is a very light hand luggage, nobody weigh it, please. But because we all had a Defender, we had a Defender between two of us, so we just kept it all in the vehicles, and it was actually really, really handy. We literally used to, like the photo on screen here, like me and Hannah would have our lenses in the cup holders so that we could whenever we were en route.
Yeah, I felt like there was lenses and camera gear everywhere, either in between us or there was a little holder up front, or we had the camera bags behind us kind of half open so you could just reach in and grab them. And like Emily said, for the flight is always the worst, isn't it? Because it's like, even with lightweight gear, you're bringing so much to this, and you got to have your laptop and things like that in that as well. So yeah, you just pretend like it's really lightweight. You just lift it up with a couple of fingers.
I don't know if anybody keeps abreast of the news, but there's now been some new EU legislation that like hand luggage or something is non-chargeable. So like I was reading about it in the news today that apparently in the EU they're not going to be able to charge for hand luggage anymore. So like you get your main whole luggage, but hand luggage is going to. I don't know how that helps anybody. It's worth googling.
That's good. Yeah, Ryanair's going to be bankrupt.
Yeah, prices go up now. Oh no more £20 flights.
Yeah.
And last question for now. So, what was the preferred body and lens for things like birds, wildlife, astro?
So we'll go Emily, and then we'll go Espen.
Yeah, so for birds, definitely big white with the teleconverter on, so you can get the most amount of zoom. And I think for astrophotography, I was coveting the fisheye. I wish I'd have brought the fisheye, but the 2.8 stock did really well actually, because we had very, very low light pollution. It did really, really well. And then for anything in between, little white.
Same question to you, Espen.
Yeah, pretty much exactly that. And I really liked the fisheye for nighttime. And there was in Spitzkoppe Mountains, there were this arch that went over, like a rock formation that went over us with a gap in between. So we went out there at night and tried to get some Milky Way images. And I remember Lucas, he was standing in between there for a bit with a torch, headlight, and trying to get that. So that was definitely the one to get then. And I tend to have that, I don't know, sometimes on my OM3, sometimes on my OM1. I have one OM1 Mark II, one OM1, the original one. So on those, I like to have most of the time just the lenses attached to the camera body, so I don't have to swap and change and stuff like that, because you go really, really quickly, yeah. But exactly like Emily said, the big one for the birds, and you know, you're mixing. I'm pulling out the 5200 whenever I see the opportunity for it. And I also found that was a really good one for, and I use this in Borneo as well, for nighttime stuff, because at night, you know, as we were driving back, especially at the Okinjima Nature Reserve, our guide Felix, he would always like just shine the light and see if there was anything out there. And very often, you know, it might be a bird on a pole or something like that. We hadn't seen like an owl or bird of prey, and then, you know, an animal that we would easier see at night. And then having that f2.8 50 to 200 is a really good one, and I found that in Borneo as well to use for those kind of images. You know, they're not always going to be the best because you just have a flashlight or something like that, but you get a decent image out of it. So always happy to have that.
It's worth getting. At least you haven't missed it. You tried to attain it, and you're always ready to go, which is great.
Yeah, exactly.
Amazing. Spot on.
I just want to point out that there's not many white lenses in the world that you can actually put in a cup holder, by the way, and they can stand. Just pointing out, if that's a pinpoint for a selling technique, that right there, it's
yeah. Does it fit in the cup holder of my Defender? Yes. No.
So that's all the questions I've got for now at this point.
Okay.
So let's carry on. Shall we go to the competition winner then?
Yes, yeah, 100%. And he threw a comment. He's watching now. He threw a comment earlier. So Constant shared some images with us, which was fantastic. So we've got some of those, which we will go through. Obviously, he's not here with us live, but these are some of the images that he had. And then at the end of the show, we'll add the link to his social. So if you want to give him a follow, some great photos. Like, yeah, he's got some fantastic photos, and a super cheery guy to chat to, which is brilliant. He's given us a really nice soundbite that I'm going to quote from him later towards the end of the show. So yeah,
right now, actually.
Oh, right now. There you go. Right, later. Right, it's later.
I'm putting you right into the deep end here. So.
Mate, I am totally unflustered. I am always ready. So here is a quote from Constant himself. So I'm going to read this out. So please stick with me. The trip was incredible. It's hard to describe so much emotion. My experience in Namibia was incredible and the most adventurous I've ever had. Traveling along endless roads through dunes, canyons, and safaris made each day different. It's a feeling of freedom that's hard to describe. What impressed me most was the silence of the desert, the skies full of stars, and being able to see wild animals in their natural habitat. It was a trip that allowed me to completely disconnect from the noise and stress of this whirlwind of modern life and appreciate nature in its whole new way.
Nice.
Makes you want to cry a little bit.
I might cry. I actually
you got it right there. Yeah.
Quote. Yeah, and you guys, I guess, agree.
100%, particularly when we were camping. It was literally a matter of sort of messaging people back home and going, we're going to have no signal for the next 3 days. See you on the other side. And it really was a great way to just completely disconnect, enjoy the sunsets, you know, spend time with each other. We spent many an evening having a chat over the campfire. Yeah, it was a really, I felt very present through the whole trip. It was awesome.
Yeah, I don't think anybody missed not having signal for those days. It was just really nice.
Yeah, the only thing I was sad about was I wanted to show the sunset to people and just be
like, look at this. Yeah. Gin and tonics by the campfire in the evening. Yeah, no, that was.
I am sure there are lessons in that quote that a lot of us can benefit from in life, definitely. And Espen, this is one of Constance's images. What is the animal?
Oh no, you put me on the spot here. I want to say it's a hartebeest, but I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, I'm gonna go with the hartebeest.
Done. Amazing. Yeah, an amazing image that Constance shared with us, which is fantastic. And then I think we've got some more details from Constance as well. So if we go on to the next one.
Yeah. So talking about Kit again, just quickly, just what he took with him.
Yeah. Do you want to do this part, Richard? You're a kit man. You're like you are more like I'm just the jazz hands. Like you're the
Yeah. All right. So OM1 Mark II is literally the perfect body for this. The image stabilization, the stack sensor, the ruggedness of the camera is kind of perfect for that. The OM3 is such a good combination to put with the OM1 Mark II. So that for all those kind of B-rolls, portrait shots that you saw earlier, they would have been great for that. But then even kind of using the NDs or the gradual NDs in that body as well, and having the idea that it's so lightweight, great little combination. And then lenses. If I was going to go one way, that's pretty much the right way to do it. So 12-40, 7-14, both f2.8s, the 50 f2.8, and both tellies. It's a phenomenal piece of kit. It's all good.
You've basically gone from 7 to 400 mil, like in range. Like, and you can shoot everything. Basically, you can pretty much shoot everything. You got the whole lot. A few change outs, you're kind of ready for everything.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, you can ask for much more apart from a 150-400, but I'm sure he would have stole one of those off the other guys.
Love it.
So, let's go on to the next image.
You guys spoke a lot about the silence of the desert and the purity of like the sky at night, and this is just illustrative to that. This is a really fantastic shot. I really liked it. When you sent me over some of the images, I was like, that's a cool shot. You feel like you're in the desert looking up at the sky in the middle of the night. You can almost start to build a picture in your mind. It's a beautiful image.
That's absolutely stunning. I'm so jealous of that. That's gorgeous.
It's one of those things that. Yeah, I was going to say it's one of those things that when you normally like take a picture of the moon, you literally normally kind of put it full frame, try and get as much detail, try and go as close as possible. To compose it like that, dream, absolutely great.
Thanks.
I think from my perspective as well, like, as a photographer, I'm going there to take photos of animals, and you're like out taking photos of animals, and you're caught up in the process of like, what animal am I going to take a photo of? And it's that whole like, look up, take a moment, look up, take a deep breath, like what's above you, and it obviously frames that really beautifully. You've got all this excitement on the ground, and it's very easy to be distracted by those things going on, and it's like up there, it's up there. It's and what you do with it is can be super creative. So yeah, great image.
So let's go back to some of the quote.
So this is a little bit more from Constant. So I'm going to read this out again. To be honest, and this is a bit more around the kit and stuff. So to be honest, the 12-40 would have been unnecessary as I hardly used it. I spent the entire day with the OM1 and the 50-200, which is very similar to Espen and Emily's experience. And depending on the environment, I used the MC 1.4 or the MC2, the 1.4 and the 2 times teleconverter in my bag, and I had the OM3 with me with the 7-14 millimeter. The equipment performed wonderfully in the humidity and especially with the fine dust in the air, of which there was a lot. The camera didn't let me down at any point. The worst part was reviewing the 19,000 photos I brought back from shooting in burst mode. I didn't want to miss a single detail.
Yeah, he did. He did shoot so much. Like, he came over to us one of the evenings, like, they're all full. All of the SD cards are full. And I'm like, you know what? That's a sign that you're having a really
I need SD cards. Stat. SD cards. Let's go.
Yeah. That's a good sign. You know you're doing something magical if you can fill up a ton of SD cards.
Love it. Great.
Brilliant. And let's go on to another image.
Oh,
some messages. Nice. Cute.
That's really good because it's difficult to get good images of the ostrich, I found. That's really good.
I really struggled. I just kept getting the butts in the air, and I got one of them eating a twig, and it just looked terrible. These look majestic. Yeah. This is really good.
And then let's go to the last bit of the quote.
So the final little quote from Constant. The ambassadors and collaborators are very kind and friendly. Thanks to my knowledge, I didn't have to ask them for a lot of help taking photos. They were really great people. It was a wonderful experience sharing the trip with them. What I did miss was bringing the 150-400 lens, but that's a big deal. Just out of envy, ha ha ha. But I'm sure he probably borrowed it from some of you guys. What's clear is that the 50 to 200 and the MC lenses are fantastic lenses in terms of quality, size, weight for this type of adventure trip. I have the 40 to 150, but that's in a different league. And I guess it just adds weight to what Emily and Espen have said about the value of the 50 to 200 being such a phenomenal lens for this given scenario. We've got 3 creators that have all come away with the same experience from this one bit of kit. So if you're sat on the fence watching this, do I get the 50? Do I get the 200? I mean, you know, listen to the echoes of the room. It's very clear that it's super powerful.
I just want to point out that if I was coming, I would have took that 150-400 for him. Just next time, eh?
Yeah, I'll be lucky. Next time, I'll just carry lenses. I don't mind. I'll just carry a rucksack of stuff for whenever people need it. It's all good.
Yeah. So, and does anyone want to put any kind of last words on whether someone should buy a 50 to 200 over a 150-400? Where does everyone sit? If you have one of them, which one would you choose?
I think I would love to buy a 150 to 400, but I'm not sure I could actually afford one. It's about the price of my blooming car. But I think like the 50 to 200 with the teleconverters is such a good middle ground because it's really versatile. You get so much zoom with the teleconverters. And I do have the 40 to 150 2.8 as well. And that's exactly right. Like you can feel a massive jump up between that one and the 50 to 200. Definitely.
Yeah, I think it depends a little bit what you're photographing. Like I photograph a lot of birds. So for me, I could do without the 150 to 400. So that's, yeah, that would be the one for me. But I'm like I said, I use the 50 to 200 a lot as well. So I can't do without any of them. So.
Oh, my precious.
Yeah.
So sorry, we actually have one last shot from him as well, which is probably I left it for last because it's kind of astounded me. It's that.
Wow,
Nice.
dude.
Very cool. Where did he get that? Amazing.
Get that in the locker at the back. Didn't tell anyone about that. Just like...
What a legend. That is stunning. Yeah,
That's
none
great.
of my astrophotography is anywhere near as good as that on that trip. That's amazing.
Really nice.
Yeah, super great that, like, you know, he won the competition, he went and he was able to use his experience and really take advantage, like, and I'm talking take advantage in a 4-dimensional way. He's not just looking at what's in front of him, he's looking up, he's looking around, like, and it's super great. So yeah, Constant, I know you're watching. We massively appreciate your input on this episode, and yeah, a resounding kind of round of applause from everybody for your images. They are sterling.
Yeah, wonderful.
All right, so let's move on a little bit then. So we've got a little bit of video, haven't we?
Yeah, we've got a video from Marcin. So Marcin is on an expedition where he's going to be kind of out of contact with people. He's way off in the world taking photos, and we asked him to just pull together a little video explaining about his experience on the trip. So he's just created a little video for us to watch, and it'll kind of be like one of the closing pieces to this episode. So real shame we couldn't have him with us, but he is in, as Paddington Bear would say, deepest, darkest Peru. Well, not Peru, but he is somewhere obscure in the world on an adventure. So yeah, if we could play Marcin's video, that would be fantastic.
Yeah, I'll do my best on this. Hold on.
I did him dirty with the thumb hold. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. And he also talks about his favorite photo as well.
I'm sorry, this is going a bit crazy. Give me a second. Let's try that again. There we go.
Can I sound?
We have no audio. No. Do we have any audio?
I can't hear him.
No audio.
No, it looks very passionate about it though.
Oh,
He's very passionate about it.
He sent me his clips and I edited them together. Super passionate. I've never met the guy. So imagine you've never met someone and you just get a load of video files and then you have to edit it to kind of put it together. I was like, okay, I think I like this guy already. I've never met him, but I think I like him.
We had
He's a great guy.
Oh God, he had us all in stitches. He's absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Right, I'll give this one more try. Hold on. Yeah?
No.
No?
We've got no audio. We've got no audio.
All right, let me work on that. Shall we? Let's move forward a little bit.
We'll move forward.
So,
Worst case scenario, if we can't play this, because it's a video embedded in a file and we're doing a live stream, there's always like these technical things that are going to catch us out, but it's not going to defeat us. So we will find a way to package this and send a link so people can watch it, and also to give to do justice for his presence on the trip. Yeah, we want to make sure that his voice is heard because he was another valuable member of the team. So we will find a way to do this. We've had to do it this route because he wasn't present because he's off on an adventure somewhere. So yeah, we'll solve the technical stuff and make sure you guys don't miss out. Nor does Martin.
all right. So, whilst I'm trying to work on a solution, let's do questions.
Yeah, hit me with questions.
So let's do that. If you had a 17mm 1.2, would you have used it?
Espen, what do you reckon?
Yeah, I think I would have. I think I probably would have done a little bit of star stuff with that. It would have been good to have in the evenings for some around the camp shots of like us and stuff like that. Like part of what we did was taking photos of each other as well, using the gear as well as the vehicle. So I think that would have been quite a cool lens to use.
Yeah, that's exactly where my mind went, getting some of the campfire shots and having that very generous aperture is always good at dusk. So yeah, I think it'd be a great lens. Whether you could justify that on a trip like this, because you've probably got a camera bag full of lenses, is another story. But I think it would have been great for certain scenarios.
From my experience, I've been using the OM3 and the 17mm, kind of like they've been glued together, and I have been loving it. I really have a lot of time for that 17mm. It's just a great little partnership. It's made me really enjoy taking photos again. You're just like, oh, and like you say, it's a very generous like f-stop. You're just like, oh, I'm gonna just stop down to 1 point.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, I'll treat myself.
Treat yourself.
Yeah, that combo is my favorite on the OM3. Like a 17mm is just lovely.
Yeah, sweet spot. Nice. Do we have any other questions on there?
Let's have a quick look. I think that is about it, to be honest with you. We've answered all the rest as we've been going through. I guess let's redo this question one last time so everyone's clear. Would you recommend upgrading from 15400 to the 5200? Difficult question.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not quite an upgrade.
Is that an upgrade? Chopping in one for the other? Yeah.
I think it's an add-on.
Add-on.
Yeah. Well, you guys used like the 5200 a lot on this trip, right? And you had the opportunity to use the 15400 in comparison. You had both there ready to go. I guess this question really comes from, why did you pick that 5200 over the 15400? And do you see that as a reason of kind of you were compromising for something, or was it more of a fact that actually you needed both, or could you just get away with one for this sort of trip?
I mean, I tend to reach for the 5200 whenever I can, really. Whenever either the animal is larger and I want to capture that in the frame, or there's many of them, I want to capture them in the frame, or if I'm really close to them, it could be a bird as well. Like I've been photographing with the 5200 for the black grouse lek, which is these lecking birds, and I'm in a hide really close to them. I use the 5200. I do this as a workshop thing, so I get people up there, and I'm up there for like 15 days in a row in April. I use the 5200 every day. Like that was the only lens I used for the whole thing, because I was so close, because you get f2.8, because I'm photographing when there's low light as well. That was all I used. So it just depends on the conditions. When I was in Borneo now, it was a mixture. I think I found the 5200 even more useful on a safari in the jungle. I'm more reaching for the 150 to 400, although sometimes when I'm in the jungle and it's darker, I'll reach for the 5200 as well. So it depends a lot on the conditions. But yeah, it depends on, mostly it's the size of the animals, or if it's darker and I want f2.8.
Yeah, I totally agree with that as well. I think they're very much designed to be companions rather than one or the other. And I also think it's sod's law that if you took one or the other, you would probably need the one that you've not got with you, because that's just the way it always works. But yeah, it was always just reaching for it as just like the right tool for the right moment and the right animal. In terms of image quality, they're both stunning.
Great answers.
Cool. Anyone know much about kind of geotagging images and that sort of thing? If I post this in,
I'm not great at that. Do you do? I wish I would. It'd make cataloging wildlife images a lot easier, but no, it's not something I know about.
Because it's not built in on the cameras now, is it? So you can do it with the app, is that right? But I don't do it.
Yeah. So maybe that's an Ask Me Anything to point that out and see.
Yeah, that is one we'll pull up on. I know I've been playing with the TG7 recently, and you can log the images on the TG7, which blew my mind. I'm like, it's a £500 camera, and I'm out just shooting, and it's got my location on there and stuff. And so I would assume if you can do it on the TG7, it's going to be available for the rest of my stuff. And I found it pretty easy to do it. And when you look at the exit data, or you look at the image afterwards, you can see where it was pinpointed. So yeah, we will come back to you on that, but I know it's a technology we have. How you get the most from it, that's where we're a bit kind of like vague. We'll tie it out for you.
There's a kind of cool social media app. There's a cool social media app that kind of combines the whole map and posting the images, called Polar Steps. I don't know if anybody's come across it.
No.
But that's quite cool. If you're into the maps and you're going on a lot of trips and things like that, then it kind of takes where you taking the images from, especially if easy with a phone or something like that. But also if you're taking them with a camera, you just add on the location. But it's about it combines the social media element into the map where you were at taking them. So I quite like that.
I bet that's great for location scouting as well. That's a great idea.
It is good, yeah, for that as well. Yeah.
Cool.
In terms of questions, I think that's it, guys.
Yes, that is it. Well, I am super conscious. We are 11 minutes overrun of the hour that I committed to in the beginning, and also Espen is the middle of the night for him. So we've got a few little bits to do to kind of finish off this episode. But I think for now, me and Richard can take care of those parts. But for now, we can bid Espen and Emily farewell. And from my perspective, thank you so much for filling us in on the trip that you had, for sharing the photos that you took on the trip. And yeah, it's really insightful and super powerful stuff, and I'm sure our viewers will benefit from that as well. And thanks for committing the time to this evening or this morning. Really, really, really appreciate it.
No, thank you so much for having us. Yeah,
it's been a great time.
Thank you, guys.
Take care, guys.
So there we go. So little thing from us then, just to talk about promotions very quickly. Let's bring this back in. So talking about the big and the small whites, they have a promotion on them that you get a free MC20, so 2 times teleconverter with them at this point in time. So if you are going to do that, if you are going to get them, hey, maybe even for a trip like this, right? Then make sure you get onto that, because that's a fantastic offer. And then lastly, the summer kickoff has happened. We are fully in summer now. Me and Luke are feeling the heat already from this, just like the rest of the UK. So you can save up to 50% off on our website. So have a look at all the cashbacks and stuff we're doing. There's lots of promotions. I think I saw the 75mm 1.8 for just over £500
the other day.
That blew me away. It means I need to buy a third one for no reason. So just make sure you guys kind of look at the promotions that are happening at the moment. They are big, they are strong, and if you're in the mood for a big white, now's the time to buy one, right? So make it happen.
Make it happen. Well, it's very fitting off the back of this episode. And just to recap, massive thanks to everybody that went on the trip, and Hannah, Emily, Espen, Marcin, Constance's wife, everybody that went there and pulled this together. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity. It's been brilliant for us to get insight to it, and we hope if there's lots of interest off of this episode, we might run it back. Who knows, it might be another promotion we run again in the future, and we could be having this conversation in a year time with somebody else. So yeah, thank you to everybody involved, all the people viewing, taking the time out this evening or wherever you are in the world or watching this at a later date. We really appreciate it. Any other questions, pop them in the comments and me and Richard will do our hardest to come back to you, but it's super appreciated. Richard, your final words, mate?
Final words are, thank you very much for hosting this one today, mate, and preparing it all. Even though my technical abilities are obviously, up to scratch for this, but
I think the combination of technical ability and me just like going AWOL in the beginning, I think that was
it didn't help. Yeah. But obviously we've got another OM Talks tomorrow as well, haven't we? So that starts at 6 o'clock with one of my friends, Kieran Scudder, who's going to take us around the world. We're going to talk initially we're going to talk about F1 photography. We'll talk a little bit about that and more about travel, just because we're in that kind of pure peak of summer now. But yeah, we'll see some amazing images from all around the world. We've got an interesting debate about kind of documentary and creative photography. And we're actually talking a lot about the TG7, and you got some amazing shots of that. I know you did. So yeah, it'd be interesting. Oh, and then we've got the OM Talks. So anyone, you've got 24 hours to put in your OM Talks summer image. Just hashtag OM Talks, and I'll try and pick up on those tonight. And you never know, you might win a little prize or so by getting online. So let's see how it happens. But for me, thank you very much, guys. Thank you.
Take care, everyone. See you later.